Hey there everyone, this is Yui. Welcome to another bonus video from FTB Academy. In this one, we're going to automate emeralds. So, let's get to it. Now, if you remember last one, we set up the mob farm. So with the stonelings, we will be getting emeralds, but we're going to set up a secondary source of emeralds as well. So let's head over to this noisy area, because I'm going to set it up over here. So you're going to roughly need these ingredients. You're going to need some building blocks. Doesn't matter what. They're just placeholders pretty much. You're going to need some sand. You're going to need a lever, that's kind of optional. You need a way of pumping out your fluids, which I am going to be using servos. I am going to have a black hole tank as a buffer. This retriever is just for the storage purposes. Then you're going to need enough materials to make a 9x9 internal. So the 9x9 size of the smeltery, if you include the walls, is going to be 11x11. So make sure you have enough materials to make that with at least 2 high layers. You're going to need villager spawners. So your options here are using the spawner changer from Actually Editions, which is made with the empowered diamantine. You can capture them just by shift right clicking on them, and you'll get it'll say entity. I have one over here. We'll just go grab it real quick. Spawner. There you go. It'll look like that. Entity Minecraft Villager. And then you just go, say, to Twilight Forest, find a spawner, right click on it, and then you will right click on it with a draconic ore. One of these guys. And that'll pick up the spawner with the villager still saved. So if you don't have a Reaper enchant to duplicate them, that's how you can initially start it. Or you can do what I did, get the Reaper enchant and go clear out a dozen villages. Yeah, I'm a bad guy. What can I say? You're going to need a repeater, an hourglass, 5 pieces of sand for it, and then, like I said, the smeltery junk. You're going to need a bucket of water, and I'm out of room, so we're just going to start setting stuff up. Okay, so like I said, we're going for a 9x9 internal size. So 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Something like that. I am lazy, so I am going to cheat. If you don't know, the formation wand is a nice tool. Oh, can I not do these? Are you serious? Dang, oh well. I can't cheat. It's like a builder's wand. It works at a range. Really nice. I use it to construct this building really quickly, but apparently doesn't work for seared bricks. That's a shame. Okay. Well, now you gotta watch me fill in blocks unless I cut it out. Go. Speed building. Yay. Alright. Now you're going to need to build up the walls. I'm going to put the drain here. Right above this. It's going to be 1 drain there. And then you're going to need 3 drains in total. 1 to output your emeralds. And then 1 to pull out water, which will insert it into another one. And if you're confused by that, don't worry, we'll cover that a little later. Just know that you need it. You might be able to get away with just 1 and looping it around to itself if it's on a corner, but don't risk it, it's not worth it. Let's just fill these in. Most. Let's see. 2, 3, 4, 4, so the controller can go here. I'll put the 2 tanks on the corner. Actually, I'll stack them. Tanks. Here. And here. And the controller. There we go. And then I am going to, because I am evil, put some glass so I can see inside. You don't need to do this. You can just use bricks. I don't even have enough glass to cover the whole thing, I know that. But they gave you a ton from the quest, so I figured I'd use it. Alright, so theoretically this is as tall as it needs to be. I am going to actually make it 2 more. Because I have the stuff already. Plus, if I want to use it as a regular smeltery to pause, I can. Alright, there we go. And then this guy can go right about there. Yeah, that looks good. Alright. So let's first take our bucket. Where's it? There's the chest. Here we go. This is just my patterns. Like I said, I intend to use this as a regular table occasionally. So I am going to put a manual side here. I am going to put a fluid duct here, controlled by a lever, using a servo. I am going to leave it set to high mode. Now I need my tank. Tank can go here. I already have some molten emerald in here. What you're going to want to do is... Actually, we'll go with the assumption that you don't have it, so I'll show you how to get it. But you're going to take your water, right-click the drain, so if you come up here, you'll see it. Now it's... I usually dig these into the ground 1. There we go. So now it should look like that. We'll set that up later. That's pretty much everything, right? So now what we can do is 2, 3, 4 in the middle here. Take your stabilized spawners. These need the wyvern cores in them so that this can run when you're not around. And then on the very top, I'm going to put a slab. That will prevent the villagers from spawning up there and staying there. And now this has to be 9 by 9 in the middle. Otherwise, they can spawn on the walls, which is not ideal. But this is pretty much good to go. I know we didn't cover everything yet, but let's get it started. Now this is evil, so they're just having a pool party, all right? It's just a really hot pool party. So now whenever they take damage in there, they drop just a tiny bit of molten emerald in here. And now once this gets up to 1 bucket's worth like that, you can click it to make sure it's on the bottom. Clicking the liquids move them. Take your bucket, throw it in here, and drain it out. This will take the 1,000 millibuckets for the 1 bucket's worth. It'll fill the bucket. And that's how you get your bucket of molten emerald if you don't have one. Now for this servo, we're going to whitelist only this bucket. Or, yeah, that's how we're going to do it. Or you could blacklist water, I suppose. But this will be safer in the long run if you ever use the smeltery for other things. Now this will only ever pull out the emerald. So, here we go. Now, as you just saw real quickly, the amount went up. But once it pulls it all out, it puts the water on the bottom, and it will not extract the emerald anymore. That's the problem. So to solve that, we use these 2 drains over here. Let's drop some of this junk off real quick. I'm just gonna place this guy down right there. Good, sure. So we need 2 more fluid ducts connecting these 2 drains. 1 servo attached to one of the drains that this brick is touching. This one we are going to leave on high mode. We're going to whitelist. Oh, well, we're going to whitelist the bucket of water. There we go. So it should look like that. Whitelist water on high. We're going to take the repeater. We're going to put it here. We're going to jump it up to 4 ticks. I'm not sure why this is super necessary, but if it's on 1 or 2, it's, I don't know, it just isn't long enough where it doesn't pull out the water all the way. And this can't be too low either, so we're just going to put the hovering hourglass right next to this. This is the Botania item. If you're not familiar with it, it's just glass, iron, and then gold and redstone, so it's really cheap to make. Take your 5 sand, throw it in there. After 5 seconds, it'll flip over, it'll put a signal in, which will briefly unlock this so it can pull the stuff out. So what this ends up doing is if you watch it, it'll pull out the water. The emerald will drop to the bottom really quick, but since this is extracting it, it gets pulled out, leaving the water back on the bottom. So basically, it just cycles. Every 5 seconds it moves the water up, but the emerald comes out pretty instantly, so you don't get to see it that quickly. And so now it can loop forever. So if you don't have enough emerald producing speed or whatever, it won't build up in the smeltery, but it'll build up in this tank instead, so you're good. The whole point is so it can just run forever. Now we're just going to set up item ducts on the side with the chest and fluid ducts on the side with the tank. And then we're going to put a retriever on the chest. We're going to set this to ignored. So whenever one of these finishes, it will pull it out and send it to storage. Now, we'll set this up real quick too. I just have 2 fluid ducts here and a portable tank, and then I can use my crescent hammer. You don't need to set this up. This part's not important. You right click, it'll auto export, it'll fill these tanks up, and you just put it back. This setup here does not require lava, but like I said before, I will be using the smeltery occasionally manually, so I will need lava, but you don't actually need lava in there for this to work. We're going to take our servo, it's going to go on the tank, and ignored. And there we go. So now they'll fill up. Then once they fill up, they'll cool off. Emeralds take forever. But they will... 3 spawners with wyvern cores is enough to keep one running forever, plus a second one running most of the time. It is not enough for 4. I just have that in case I ever upgrade the spawners. But that's it. So this will sit here and this will produce blocks of emeralds, send it to storage, where I have a compacting drawer. I've had this running for a while. I've already got 4 stacks of blocks. And that's it. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye bye.